Social networking is a wonderful thing, and I almost called this presentation from Facebook to FaceTime. Because social networking does have a place. I'm looking forward, if my cold doesn't lay me on the floor by the time I'm done hearing what he has to say. The folks at LinkedIn came up with a very easy way to figure out what social networking site you should use for what purposes. According to LinkedIn, MySpace is a bar. Facebook is a picnic, and LinkedIn is the office. Now they left out one, which is Twitter, and we just added to that. Twitter is a cocktail party, where you're getting a bunch of different little conversations going on all at once. But if you keep that analogy in mind, it'll help you determine what information you should be putting on which social networking site. But I don't want to steal his thunder on social media, so I will stop with that. So she asked the question, how and when do you ask for a business card? Remember, we are smarter than me. So I'm kind of looking at you. How do you think, how and when do you think it would be best to ask for a business card?
After you introduce yourself.
Immediately after you introduce yourself?
After you have a conversation.
Okay, after a conversation?
Once you're like kind of leaving each other, kind of sending off almost, kind of like after you kind of shake hands, like you're leaving, kind of leaving with a business card, or vice versa, kind of like
okay. You and I talked for about 5 minutes, and we had absolutely nothing in common, and I actually thought you were kind of weird. Am I going to ask you for a business card?
Probably not.
Okay.
I thought once you establish like a purpose for future contact, like a purpose to contact each other in the near future, then you can say, can I have your business card?
Okay, let's go down that road for a minute. We'll get back to yours. Let's go down that road for a minute. Purpose for future contact. You're at a networking event, you're here, and you met someone from a different college, and you've talked, and what kind of purposes for future contact might you have?
It's kind of like you said in the party example, if you've listened and find something they're interested in, you wouldn't even have to necessarily make it some kind of professional event, but say they're interested in music. You'd be like, oh, well, I know a lot of good bands that play around here, maybe I can get your card and I can let you know if something's going on in town.
Very good, very good. I like that. Well, what, any other types of?
Well, like just here, I met a couple of AKPsi brothers that I was telling them how our chapter here at Ball State, we're talking about putting some similar to this Professionpalooza, and I could be like, can I have your contact information just so if I need any help to make this event, I can contact you.
Okay. Good. Find that common ground, especially if it's someone you really want to build a relationship with. And I will be honest, you've got an ulterior motive. Ultimately, you want to work for the same company he works for. So you want to maintain that relationship. So yes, do you have a card? I found something of mutual interest. Or inquire about their Facebook, LinkedIn, those type of things, depending on their environment, with the intent, would you be interested in connecting on one of those sites? LinkedIn is a beautiful thing for professional networking. It's got some powerful tools that you can use. So yeah, those are all valid. What were you going to go with?
I was just going to say, once I've kind of built a rapport with someone that I felt there's some common ground for future discussion. But like you said, if I talk to you for 5 minutes and I'm not really that impressed with you and I think that it's going to be a waste of time to give me a business card, I want to ask you for one.
How are you going to remember? You go to a big, let's say you go to the big event in Chicago that I guess AKPsi holds that brings all the chapters together, and you're meeting people, and you've got a stack of business cards. How are you going to remember? How are you going to remember what you talked about, what key things that you might want to connect with? How are you going to remember all that?
Written comments on the back.
Okay, written comments on the back of the card. Is that what you had?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. That's one technique. How many of you carry it?
You can take a picture.
Voice memos are a wonderful thing, and the beauty about voice, I was always real self-conscious about, as soon as I walk away from somebody, walking over to a phone, kind of running like this, but But I have no problem at all making a phone call after I talk to somebody. And with voice memo, that phone call is just me, okay, I talked to Jason and we talked about this and I need to send him an email about that. So, very powerful tool for remembering those kind of things. And then you've got the business card, you got the voice memo, you can marry them up in your database later.